of pleasure. This is how the animation in this program is created, not from Hollywood's imagination, but real human data. From the flush of arousal to the ecstasy of climax, cutting-edge images will help answer an age-old question. How does sex really work? It all starts with attraction.
And this is the pinnacle of attraction, folks. Yeah, I know the gay reflex all of a sudden kicked in, but you know, what do you say? I got a bunch of clips from this movie. You're gonna like this lady. I got a few clips of this lady. She's basically a feminist that thinks that she's better than men. You'll sort of see it coming up here sometimes. I'm going to show some clips and talk about some things, other things that anyways.
Both men and women have really only one role on Earth, and that is to reproduce their DNA. That's the bottom line. But what a man is looking for in a woman can be very different from what a woman is looking for in a man.
The saying goes, a woman wants one man to satisfy her every need. A man wants every woman to satisfy his one need.
This documentary, it's by Discovery. It's very evolutionary. You'll find out some of the stuff's funny. I'll touch base more on that, but it's very animalistic. That it's fun. It's more animalistic than I mean, they'll say it in the clip, but I don't know if I'll have it here. But they'll say, you know, we're here for our primary purpose is sex, and that is, or it's to mate. It's to produce offspring and survive and stuff. I've always said that, but this is this movie almost puts it even more animalistic than that in some sense, and it's got an interesting take that's more evolutionary, very evolutionary and animalistic documentary. Let's see, that men would only want one thing, and that's basically to bang. And I guess somehow I've heard this that guys think about sex. Is it every 8 seconds? And by the way, I don't really trust any of these documents. The one that you're seeing here, I don't trust. Actually, it's a farce. It's a joke. Some of these are. And I don't know what to trust anymore. What some of these things are saying, because it's ridiculous. And then you hear that. Yeah, you hear this thing about that men think about sex every 8 seconds. Now, if this is actually happening, and I mean with anything, if you're thinking about having a can of soda every 8 seconds, you got some severe issues. And I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's sex. I don't care what it is. You have got some severe problems that I'm afraid, I don't think you can even survive if you're thinking of one thing every 8 seconds. And there are some crazy stuff that I hear about this stuff, and I just realized that, and a lot of this is scientific community, and I realize that they're all stupid. That it's all a joke. These guys think they know what's going on. It's really I almost think these physicists are conducting a joke themselves. They're coming up with all these theories, trying to figure out the theory of everything, and I'm beginning to question even science sometimes, because it's like they're just fishing for a wild answer out of nowhere. And it's the same with the sexuality. They haven't figured out what this G-spot is, and one place I saw says it's more of it's actually related to that thing that sticks out of the woman, that's like the penis thing. There's a big bundle of nerves that somewhat wrap around the vagina cavity that that makes it seem like there's a spot there. Anyway, it's just, I don't know. It's so. You would think these documentaries would reference other ones to say, at least we think that these guys are right, and thus, but it's like everybody's got their own take on things, and nobody wants to reference each other, so that we divulge that you're right or something. It's just it's like in the physicists, same thing. It's like there's so many theories out there in physics, and it's just I don't know. I'm starting to wonder what's going on in this world. Are we all just stabbing in the dark for answers? Especially in the sexual world, some of it's very, very. I don't know. This lady is something else, but I guess we just want one thing, and that is to have sex. And in some respects, she might be right. We want to do every lady, and I guess I'm the one that's normally saying this, but when I hear it from a woman, that's just shocking to me. So, and it makes me. It's just, anyways. But I think we want money also. We want power, and it's not just sex. We want power because we like that sex, but we want that power too because we want to control the world, and we want to dominate and beat the other male. We want to be the alpha male in the group, and it's a little bit more than just sex. But she's onto something. But I don't think it's just banging everybody in the planet. And it's a funny take coming from a woman, I gotta say. She puts that. You'll see some other clips. She kind of raises up the woman, and the guy is kind of on the low he's on the primate side of things and stuff.
The mate, and pass their preferences down the line. Part by part, evolution designed a pair of sex machines. Guess which part women found sexiest?
That's so funny that you just asked me that, because I was just thinking about his penis.
When our ancestors stood on two legs, the vagina changed position. It moved forward. Females wanted males who could handle sex in a new position, face to face. Women chose men who could rise to the occasion. It probably took a thicker penis to stimulate them, and a longer one to deposit sperm where it can do its job. Result? Inch for inch, the human male has the largest penis of any primate.
It's long and thick, largely because for millions of years women liked penises like that. And those with small, skinny penises had fewer reproductive opportunities. They died out, and we selected for a very impressive organ in the male.
If the human...
I made another video on intelligent design and evolution. I talk about that in another link. So this is going to talk a little bit about that as well. But they're making talking about evolution, and it's funny. Woman one day got up and she stood upright, and then her vagina went more vertical. Instead of sticking out the back like the apes do, it went vertical, and all at one time. This happened, I guess, overnight, and all of a sudden, and her vagina became a big gaping hole now. All of a sudden, which required, she couldn't feel anything anymore in the men's penises, and so, and by the way, this happened overnight. This is evolution. Evidently, didn't take thousands or millions of years. It just all of a sudden one night, it just boom, it was a gaping hole there in the vagina. Can't feel anything. Can't feel the small men's penises. Those guys, the women are picky. This bitch evidently. Is too selective to allow anybody to just bang her, so she's got to have the big dick. It's just this chick's funny. I'd love to interview this chick. Anyways, so then so all the small dick guys and the skinny dick guys they all perished because nobody wanted to bang them, and so thus they all died off. And it's just interesting, the overnight vertical vagina. All of a sudden, the length of the body increased so much that now required what it appears to her, she needs the 8-inch crank in order to keep her happy. And evidently, this is all women care about. So thus those small skinny dick guys died off. And this was overnight. This happened overnight. I guess all the guys died off overnight as well. I don't know, this chick, I don't know her name. It's just funny to me, this listen to this thing. But here's how it probably actually worked, lady. Normally the guys aren't showing off their penis like the women. The women can show the boobs off, if that matters to guys back then. I don't know, but a million years ago, I think that you're normally wearing some pants. And so today we're wearing pants, so there's really no way to know who's got the small dick. If this is the way you conduct yourself, if they conduct themselves back then, as it appears that you conduct yourself now, it's pretty hidden, the penis, until you're actually naked, and by then it's too late because you're in the mood, and really you don't care. You're going to get it, and you don't care from what at that point. You just don't care. For you to make the assumption that you're going to like a horse show and a dog show, we're going to grope the groin of the dog and inspect it, for its, you sound about as animalistic as a lot of guys do with women. I have to say, you're funny. You are a funny lady. I should get your name, maybe. See, she's the type that thinks that women with small boobs aren't going to get it either, or something, or they're not going to pass on either. For a woman to get laid, it basically doesn't require any boobs. It just requires a few words, and that is, "Hey, you want to do it?" And pretty much she's going to get laid. It really is. Guys, it doesn't work that well. It doesn't work that way. But you know what? We're not showing off our dick size normally. I don't think even a million years ago they're probably wearing something anyways. So it's just funny listening to this lady. I got some more. It's just on this lady. Just call her a bitch. She'll even brag about in this thing about the ladies. They can have sex anytime. Other than us and dolphins, I guess, are the only times that we have sex for pleasure and social interaction. And one second. And she says that during pregnancy, during when not ovulating, and none of it's in heat, and they don't have heat. The women are not in heat. And I was trying to look up what the hell that is. I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure you're in heat when you're ovulating. Lady bitch, is stupid. You're stupid. You're not in heat. Have you seen ladies who are ovulating? Have you seen them? They pretty much bang anything in sight, including the guys with the small dicks, because they don't know if they got a small dick until it's too late, and by that time they're pregnant. So, and that's if you're correct about the small dick thing, which I think you're very much incorrect. But I do know for a fact that I've talked to some ladies that this is what they care about. So we definitely find out that you are into that stuff. And but yeah, overnight though we developed the 8-inch crank to make that lady happy and all the ladies in the past happy. And evidently the small, well, I guess there's small dick guys today, but I wonder how they existed. The small dick. I hear about these small dick guys in today's day. They must have survived. Geez, holy shit! Women must have been stupid. They got what the hell are they doing? Banging the guys with the small dicks because they passed on.
One body part to get them excited.
Breasts aren't just for show. They're largely made up of fat. And proportionately, a woman should have 10% more fat than a man, enough to sustain her through lean times.
Fat deposits not only are a good advertisement that they can bear healthy babies, but it's a good way to cart your food around with you.
Wide hips suggested a pelvis large enough to give birth. Hence the magic formula, 36, 24, 36.
So this shapely figure is a good advertisement to men that a particular woman will bear healthy babies.
I talk about a little bit about this in the boob size and the big penis thing at links. I got a link or two on that. That the shape, I think that I'm pretty sure that she may be on a little bit of that. I don't think it is. I think it's just you just want to bang something that's good looking, and it's about because I mean. A person that's 20 pounds overweight would actually seem more attractive because she can carry the extra nutrition for the pregnancy, and that's not how it works. So I'm pretty sure that we're just here to bang, and we just want to bang everybody. The guys want to bang everybody. I think the girls want to bang all the guys too, but they are stuck in this evolution. They're sort of stuck in a mode where they think that they are going to get pregnant if they have sex, because that's usually how it worked until the pill showed up. So she's saying how the weight, the shape is exactly what we need so that she can carry a baby, and that's what we cared about. So evidently, she's wrong earlier when she said all we want to do is the one thing to all the ladies on the planet, the one thing. Evidently, we do have something on our mind, that is maybe having some children. Oh, maybe we do want children. Well, see, she's just this stupid bitch. It doesn't understand the big picture, and she's got some things like she's a female chauvinistic. I'll kind of show that in a second.
The reason? Biology. Normally, once a month, a woman bears a single precious egg, with all the potential to change her life.
It's the female that has to go through those months of pregnancy, and then they've got to go through the delivery of those infants. And then, in most of the mammals, the female raises the infants. And because of this expenditure of time and energy, they are pickier about their partners.
Men. 5 million years of evolution, and what do you get?
Can I take one of these chickens?
You get Greg.
The supermarket is a very good place to hold preliminary hit-ons.
So she's shaping up the guys to be these kind of dirtbags, even though this bitch is the dirtbag herself. She doesn't seem to realize that guys are the reason why the planet is as successful as it is. We're doing a lot more than just trying to bang all the ladies. We're trying to make the world into a better place, usually via getting more money and power. But we're not the guy with the spike. That's not what we're actually, try to present us with a little bit more credit that we are the most important things on the planet compared to women, far more important. And you shouldn't be saying anything less than that. Shaping up these guys to be savage, horny beasts, which we are, but we are far more dedicated to the world than you make a take in this clip here.
And this part?
To mimic the genitals. With the beginning of standing up and walking, the buttocks could no longer show a woman's interest in sex, and so we evolved various mechanisms on the face to mimic the genitals.
You didn't hear that from me, ladies, but you heard it from her. She's basically saying, you need to shut up because you talk too much and start sucking the dick. That's basically what the purpose of your mouth is for. So you didn't hear that from me. You heard that from her. I mean, it's beyond belief the fact that Discovery this is a Discovery series that produces, called Nature of Sex, that they would allow this woman to say something like this, that this is what she's evolutionary thinking, that the mouth was developed so that we could mimic the vagina, so that, as I've said, you're evidently supposed to suck it. And that's why the purpose of the attraction to your mouth. That's why we kiss you. It couldn't be that God or anything that we could be a conscious species, that's supernatural, a godly creature that maybe wants to, move past the animal instincts. Even though I agree we do have some, but it's basically, I'm pretty sure the animal instincts is just that we just like the pleasure of sex. God has said you will now have pleasure in sex, so go ahead and do it for the pleasure of it, and thus that's why we like to do it. To somehow say that evolutionary-wise we developed the mouth not for communication but for getting the guy to think that mimicking the vagina, that's bizarre, absolutely bizarre. Anyways, you're funny. That's a funny statement. When I heard that, I thought that this was the reason. When I heard that, I realized that I have to make a videotape on this lady.
Many signal they're ready by going into heat. It's a practical system. Why waste time on sex when you can't get pregnant? You're better off spending energy on finding food than a mate. But the human female can have sex almost any time. When she's not ovulating, when she's already pregnant, when she's too old to conceive, and she doesn't even go into heat.
We are by far the sexiest creature on this planet.
But why would evolution design women for sex when they can't get pregnant?
To keep a man around. For millions of years, it would have been adaptive for a female, if she wanted to form a pair bond with a male, to copulate with him regularly.
I mean, that is what your purpose is to keep the man happy, and if that's the only way that you can keep him happy, is that to form the pair bond, then that's how it works. You evidently, back then a million years ago, you evidently were flapping the yap, the one that's supposed to be sucking the dick, the mouth that was developed, your mouth, evidently they must have, a million years ago, figured out that, hey, we're talking too much and we're annoying our guys, so we gotta copulate with them in order to keep them, because that's the only thing that's going to keep them around. It couldn't be, copulating when you're not ovulating and stuff. You couldn't be doing that just for the sheer pleasure of it, or to keep, or just to have a lot of fun. It couldn't be for the sheer pleasure of it or anything. It has to be for a certain manipulation purpose and keeping the man around to go do the kill and protect the young and all that, I guess, yeah. So
Other organs kick in.
When I have an orgasm, I feel extremely male. It is about the yelling. It's about the noise, the voice, the moment where you finally reach this peak and slam your flag in the top. It's the roar that you might associate with the barbarian about to pillage a village. It's a declaration of moment, victory, arrival, of triumph. It's bloodthirsty and it's raw and it's very male.
That's an interesting take of the orgasm. I find it fascinating to listen to people describe their orgasms. And there's some more in this clip, and that same guy will talk later about how the difference between what makes an orgasm better, and stuff like that. And I don't know, maybe I'm different, but or bad sex. What makes sex better? And I've never had bad sex. I don't think I've never had it. To me, it always feels the same, but it's a little bit more pleasurable with a woman. I mean, when I masturbate, it's still pleasurable, but with a woman, it feels like sort of like I'm accomplishing a mission, like, if you will, I'm satisfying that evolutionary need to procreate. It's kind of a accomplishment. You've accomplished a goal, kind of thing. aside from the pleasure of it. But only time that I experience maybe a little bit is say round 2, or say with a woman round 2 or 3, and it becomes it's not so the orgasm isn't as quick with a guy after the first round. It's, I would say that for me it makes it a little bit still about the same pleasure, but it's a little bit more. It's just a little bit more of the climax takes longer, I guess you could say, and that might. I wouldn't say that makes it better sex. I wouldn't say that. It's still it's basically like 2% different, maybe 5% different, and just that it takes a little bit longer to get over that climax, to get to the ejaculation. So, and I suppose that, I don't know if that's what these guys are interpreting as better sex. I don't think that's it. I don't know what they're exactly, I don't know if I'm different. I don't know what they're saying that they get better sex from ladies, and some ladies have better sex. I think I can understand the woman thing, but the guy thing is basically you're going to orgasm and it's just going to feel good every single time, which has been my case. Only time I've had bad sex was like one time I was with this, I wouldn't say bad sex, just it was weird because there was a downstairs bunk, we're in a bunk, on the upper bunk, and we're trying to make movements, and it was just really like, it wasn't a bad sex, it was a bad experience because it sucked that we couldn't like bang the crap out of each other. That kind of ends it with that series. Check it out sometime. It's kind of funny. This lady's something else. Anyways, we're going to move on to some other things. Talk about some other things about sexuality. Actually, I'm going to end this clip, and I might talk about some other stuff in another clip. So.